Hey guys, hope you are all having a great day. We finally made it to the end of the year, and I cannot stop thinking about all the things that have happened, all the things we have seen and done. 2021 was a year of growth and insight. I don't think there has ever been a period in time where people grew an interest in learning about finance and markets like they did this year. I think we as a society in the Western world have come to understand our existential position in life, and for once we fully acknowledge the corrupt powers and forces that manipulate the world, twisting and stumping us, dividing and conquering. Revolutions have typically been social revolts against the established system, and are usually followed by violence and blood. I have no doubt that what we are doing could be considered a revolution, but this one is quite different. We aren't chopping the heads of kings nor burning down Capitol buildings, at least in the context of pushing for a more fair and balanced society. We have simply decided to educate ourselves, and take the fight to where it hurts them the most, their pockets. We buy and we hold, and for that we are called dumb money, stock manipulators, cultist members of groups and factions that need to be regulated, controlled and eventually, fully eradicated. I have made mention of this in the past, but doubt not that the current political climate will allow for a few brave scoundrels to attempt to thwart the First Amendment in order to push for restrictions of how people communicate their investment opportunity opinions. The hardest part of this movement has been watching how the government betrayed its very constituents this year, how little oversight and care they have for people. I think we are finally realizing that though we might hold very different political opinions than others, we are all victims of the same unruly 1% class. We finally understand that we have no savior, no hero that will rise from the government or financial sector to watch out backs, and that we have only each other to turn to for hope, for advice and support. The same people, blue or red, that we have been led to believe were the cause for our despair happen to be the only ones holding with us, for us. The ones we have come to resent for so many years just happen to be in the same exact position we are. How crazy is that? It only took a couple psychopaths in Wall Street and Washington, D.C. to make us realize that on the other side of the fence, there is a human, a person, who feels just like us. We now hold for each other. We laugh and share each other's memes. We look for unison and collaboration, rather than scold and badmouth. It seems Wall Street has, in many ways, undone decades of media propaganda meant to divide us, and the feeling is one that I wish everyone in the world could feel. As we look forward in time for New Year's, for what 2022 has for us, I cannot hide my enthusiasm for what is to come. New faces, new challenges, new evidence, new ups and downs and everything in between. I have no doubt that 2022 will present us with some serious bitter moments, some major moments of disappointment that will rob us momentarily of inner peace and have us question ourselves and the entire system. But in these moments, I have full confidence that we will turn once again to each other, to lift our spirits up and get back in the fight. We will be knocked down plenty of times in this new year to come, and I have no doubt Wall Street, the media and politicians have plans to take us down over and over, but I can say with full confidence for the first time in my life that none of this will change anything. We are inevitable, because the fire that fuels our drive no longer comes from our dependence on the goodwill of those in power, but from those beside us. We are unstoppable because we now know what we can achieve if we hold together. We are unmoving because we have realized that the only way to unseat those in power is to remain unmoved by circumstances. There is no possible alternative, no outcome where these criminal scum get their way. The moment technology allowed people to pick their destiny, they were doomed. I wish every single one of you the best year of your life. 2021 was very hard, harder for some more than others, but pain, suffering and adversity build character. I am not who I was exactly a year ago, and I know that I will not be the same a year from now, and I bet most of you if not all agree with me on this. Whatever we face, we will do so together. Enjoy today. Say goodbye to this year and think of all the memories and experiences you had. Take time to reflect on your actions, and think of how you can be a better friend, a better parent, a better investor and a better human being. Never let go of that childlike enthusiasm for adventure and new things to come, because that is what will keep you reaching for more and more. Hope you have a great weekend, have fun, go out and live a little. I'm going to quickly update what happened today and call it a year. Before we start, let me quickly state that I am not a financial advisor, and that all content discussed in this channel is simply information gathered that I deem important for people to know, so that they can make informed decisions. All efforts are aimed to better understand the nature of the current market in anticipation of the greatest squeeze in financial history. Let's get started. As we arrive at the end of the year, stocks finish their final trading session at record high levels. It was an exception year for equity markets, mostly driven by monetary policies that encouraged risky investments and protections from real-world problems. The stock market has been insulated from reality, and because of this, it has triumphed in 2021. The S&P 500 was up 27%, the Nasdaq gained 21% and the Dow was up 19%. A historic run and resilient performance by the markets, one that if viewed alone from other economic factors, would have us believe we are living the American dream like never before. The path forward is clustered and foggy. Omicron, inflation and bad Fed policy has people wondering if 2022 will see a bear market or a period of stability by which stocks don't experience a run like they did this year. Everyone is closely monitoring the spread of Omicron as well as the government's ability to curtail inflation's effects on the ever-growing lower class. America, much like many other developed countries, have placed policy that is shrinking the growth of the middle class and accelerating the lower class, which is going to have serious effects on how markets trade since the economy is mostly based on consumer spending. Institutions all have different possible outcomes planned for next year, and have plans as to how to handle each of them. The more we keep on this ridiculous dance pretending everything is alright, the harder the crash will be when the music stops, but hey, I got my ticket to the moon when this happens. GameStop is a force to be reckoned with. Its ability to turn around, pay off its debt, raise a large sum of cash and implement an NFT marketplace is a testament of how much a company can change. As I explained, once it enters the NFT marketplace, I have no doubt GameStop will become a dominant force and be worth multiple times what it currently is. This is not even accounting for the recent growth in the e-commerce side of things, where demand for products and online traffic continues to grow. GameStop reminds me of Amazon, where it took it a while to become really profitable, but all those that bought in early are sitting in mansions. GameStop is a force to be reckoned with, and when you account for the short squeeze, this company is sitting on a gold mine. I like GameStop and it's my favored stock, as I have said multiple times. It's just a monster that upon awakening, will shake the foundations of this world. You can't stop what won't stop, and what won't stop is GameStop. AMC, this beast is just an absolute thrill to follow. AMC was also headed straight into bankruptcy, but investors came to save it on its darkest hour. Ever since, AMC has managed to increase the amount of people viewing movies, and also implement new revenue streams. AMC's only setback is its debt, which being realistic, is pretty hefty. However, its performance, its glowing relationship with investors and its drive to implement new changes where they need to be have me confident that the stock will only continue to grow, that the company will make good on its financial obligations and eventually pay off its debt, and continue to provide the best cinematic experience in the world. I said it a million times and I will say it a billion more, theaters aren't going away. People like them and will continue to have its place in the world. AMC is one of the best investments right now, and that's not even accounting for the short squeeze, which upon happening, will make this company richer than most. Let's now talk about today. The Fed submitted over $1.904 trillion in reverse repo operations today. Dark pool trades for AMC accounted for 60% of the total volume today, while dark pool trades for GameStop accounted for 55% of the total volume today. AMC had a larger amount of buy orders than its sell orders, with GameStop also having a larger amount of buy orders than sell orders. Now, let's talk about performance. AMC traded bearishly, losing over 6% for the day. It began trading fairly bullish during the pre-market, raising above the VWAP. Upon market opening, AMC's trajectory changed, and quickly broke VWAP support, continuing to fall for pretty much the rest of the day. Shorters won the battle for 30 today, with AMC closing at 27.20, below the VWAP. As for what to expect next week, as is usual on this channel, I will be making a video on Sunday talking about what I think is most likely. GameStop traded bearishly, losing over 4% for the day. It opened to some volatility which ended in GME breaking the VWAP support, falling down to the support at 153. After a small attempt at breaking above the VWAP, GameStop was hit by shorters and continued to fall for the remainder of the day. GME closed at 148.39, below the VWAP and below that nice 160 goal. I took opportunity to buy the dip today as I hope some of you did too. As for what to expect next week, like I said, I will be making a video on Sunday to talk about it. And that is all I have for you fine folk for the year of 2021. It's been an absolute run, and there are no words in the English dictionary to adequately express my gratitude to all the fine people that tune into my channel. You have changed my life in more ways that I could describe, and honestly, are the best reward that had come to me. Thank you all for being here. Have a glorious weekend and a fun and happy new year. If you can, please consider supporting this channel. I want to bring new things to you guys in 2022 and want to have a solid financial means to do so. I have linked my Patreon and other donation likes for Cash App and PayPal below in this video's descriptions. Thank you all once again. Happy New Year's and to the moon.